a bathroom movie review and action. All right, guys and girls, time for some Mission Impossible Final Reckoning spoiler talk. First of all, you will never forget the name of this movie because the movie really wants you to know it's called Final Reckoning. It will tell you again and again and again. This movie was simply a fun Mission Impossible movie that's worth watching, but I believe missed the mark. The first plot is the usual: Ethan breaks the rules, the CIA feels he's betrayed them, blah 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 blah, and they want to bring him in. But then there's the other plot of the film, and that is trying to stop the Entity, a super powerful AI that wants to save the world by destroying it. Since Dead Reckoning, the Entity has turned the whole world against each other and World War III is on the brink. Its plan is that hopefully the countries just start blowing each other up with nuclear weapons, and if they don't, it plans to take control and make the decision for them. Kind of like a loving parent. Alright son, you go mow the lawn now, alright? Oh, what's that? You don't want to? Get out there and mow the lawn. I guess it makes sense, since this is the finale in the Mission Impossible series, that it would have the craziest stakes. Literally a world-ending event where only a few humans survive. You know, that's pretty wild and makes for a good premise. But personally, a lot of the time, I kind of like the smaller stakes. But I get it, movies always want to get crazier, have to beat the last movie. But come on, it's okay to scale it back sometimes. Now, I did appreciate that they followed the Avengers Endgame equation. Now, I know for some this might be annoying, and what I mean by that is they called back to a lot of previous movies. You know, kind of what a finale does to wrap it up. And to some degree, I get how this can be annoying, but I liked how they did it in this film. We have a reference to the villain of the very first Mission Impossible film, who was Jim Phelps, played by Jon Voight. Voigt? Anyways, we have a character named Jasper Briggs in this film, who's higher up in the CIA, and he is played by Shea Wigham. Anyways, this guy has a bone to pick with Ethan because he is actually the son of Jim Phelps. And he believes Ethan set his father up and that his father was not a bad guy, but that Ethan actually murdered his whole team and he wants to bring him in. And then do you guys remember the rabbit's foot from Mission Impossible 3? Yeah, neither do I. Because that's the one film I haven't seen yet from this series, which I will fix shortly. But they reference that and how Ethan stole it, and I guess it relates to the Entity being created or something. And since Ethan stole it 20 years ago, this is somehow partially his fault. And then we get another classic character we were all missing. William Donlow! Don't you remember Donlow? Come on, guys. He's played by Rolf Saxon. He was the dude who's protecting classified documents in the first film, but apparently didn't do a great job because Ethan spiders down on a rope and steals them and then leaves a knife behind because I think he forgot it or something. Well, yeah, that guy's back. Apparently after these events in the first film, the CIA was mad at him, so he got moved to Alaska, or moved himself to Alaska, fell in love, and now does surveying of the ocean or something with coordinates. I don't know. You know, science type stuff. But apparently he has the info on where the submarine is that can help stop the Entity. And you'd think this guy is mad at Ethan for ruining his life, but no. He thanks Ethan because through Ethan, he found romance. He met a lovely woman, and that never would have happened without Ethan. And then he pulls out the knife that Ethan left 30 years ago because, you know, it's a special memento to him, I guess. But really, it was a deep moment that I really appreciated. And good for you, Rolf, in coming back. Personally, I would have lost that knife after a few months. I mean, I've already lost my car keys 3 times this weekend. Wish I was joking. Sadly, I'm not. Oh, and it even shows that they're opening up the film to a multiverse scenario. Yes, they tie in Top Gun. Ethan is Maverick. Crazy twist, whoa! Okay, not really. But they do arrive at an aircraft carrier and have like a 30-second scene of F-16s, 17s, 20s, you know, Top Gun type planes. Tom Cruise arrives during this 30-second scene. And you know, I'm guessing Tom just convinced the director that, hey, you know, I need a little Top Gun hit before Top Gun 3 hits theaters. Yes, Top Gun 3 is happening. That's no joke. As for the other characters, there are some wild things that I appreciated. First of all, blonde killer lady that was working with Gabriel survived being stabbed in the first movie. I mean, we see like a, 12-inch scar on her gut. But I mean, as cool as it is getting stabbed and living, it's even cooler that she switches sides from the villains to the heroes. Yeah, now she's officially part of the Mission Possible team. I know what I said. I say Mission Possible because, you know, they've done this 7 times. They've proven time and time again that they can do it. So I just creatively made the joke by taking out the M in impossible. Get it? Mission Possible. Oh, come on. I totally did not steal that joke from the internet. I did steal it from the internet. I'm sorry. Then we got Luther. This guy has been in the film since the first one. And golly, I hope we get him a few more times. Huh. Yeah. The emotion behind the whole Luther situation was a sad, happy moment for me. More sad, but they did a good job making you love this character throughout the series. And the fact that he goes down saving a city, I mean, what a guy. We were both standing on the right side of that gate, and you know it. He says something close to that to Ethan in the movie, and it hit hard. Amazing last words from Luther. Then we got Gabriel, our other villain besides the Entity. And this guy just kind of lacks the intimidation that he had in the first one. Which, to be fair, it's probably because the Entity isn't being mommy and telling him everything to do and where to be. So he's a little more frantic and less composed. But he is still threatening. I mean, he does get Luther unalived. So that sucked. But hey, even the bad guys need a win, right?
No! No!
Oh, and Tom Cruise is in this, by the way, and he is the chosen one, according to the Entity. I'm thinking the Entity is a player because it was telling Gabriel he was the chosen one, I'm pretty sure. So, you know, I guess whoever's willing to work with it is the chosen one. Now, my main complaint is just how slow this movie feels. I mean, like I said in my other review, I think they're trying to make it feel more immersive, make you feel the moments, and to a small degree it worked. But this is Mission Impossible. I want fast action. I want a lot of action. I want it to be a little quicker. It didn't do that. I can respect it, but they missed the mark. I mean, at one point, Ethan Hunt is scuba diving for like 15 minutes in the submarine. Maybe more, maybe less. I don't know. It felt like forever. It just kept going and going. And at the end, him and Gabriel are having a plane chase fight. And they're in like World War II era planes. My dad's a pilot. I should know what planes they are. They're red and yellow planes. So I got that. But they just chase each other for a while, and maybe I'm desensitized to the other movies, but I really think it just dragged on too long. Alright, Bathroom Movie Squad, here are some fun facts about this movie. Tom Cruise liked actor Greg Tarzan Davis so much in Top Gun Maverick that he invited him over to join the Mission Impossible team. He plays Theo in this film and was a good addition in my opinion. The date mentioned in the film, May 22nd, 1996, is the release date of the first Mission Impossible movie. You clever screenwriters. Or director, or whoever's idea that was. Tom Cruise and Ving Rhames, the guy that plays Luther, are the only actors to appear in all 8 films. And I'm sure it is no surprise, but Tom Cruise performed most of these stunts himself, including clinging to the wing of a biplane at 140 miles per hour at 8,000 feet. I mean, that's pretty awesome. And I myself have been practicing some stunts. I mean, check this out. Alright, now time for some what the heck moments from this movie. What the heck moments are moments that I like to call out that may not make sense or that can be just ridiculous, but in reality they probably still help the film. They're just fun to call out. Alright, this is a long list, so let's breeze through them. So the team is in Alaska at William Dahnlow's home. You know, the guy I mentioned from the first film that owes his romantic life to Ethan Hunt. Well, there's a shootout and a fight going on between Team Mission Possible and some Russians. And I can't remember how the flame started, but a little flame starts and then boom! The whole house lights up on the inside in mere seconds. Was it covered in oil? Was it all made out of like fuse material? What the heck? So Ethan Hunt is moving around in a submarine. A big submarine, mind you. This submarine's been down there for 10 years. And it's on the edge of this cliff, maybe like 50 feet from it, 20 feet, I don't know, something feet. But he does little things like open a lever on a door and then the whole submarine rolls and shifts. Or he plugs in a battery pack and the electricity lights up and it causes the submarine to move and roll again. You know, maybe it makes sense. But I don't think those little movements would impact it that much because don't submarines weigh like a lot of weight? Yeah. What the heck? A little later in the film, Haley Atwell saves Tom Cruise as he is shirtless in the Bering Sea. He's stuck under a bunch of ice, but then hey, there's Haley Atwell in a tank top to save him. Because, you know, it's freezing, so why not wear a tank top? Because plot? What the heck? So in this film, Luther is very sick and he's in an underground tunnel type area and no one knows where he is except his nurse or nurses, maybe there's more. So, you know, the team thinks it's a great idea to leave the poison with him. And by poison, I mean it's something Luther made that can stop the entity. So yeah, they leave a sick guy with their main weapon, with no protection but a nurse, and you'll see how well that works out. Gotta keep it interesting. What the heck? The team goes to South Africa. I think it was South Africa. But it looks very Indiana Jonesy, and thank goodness the team dresses up like they're in an Indiana Jones movie, because, you know, gotta fit in. which on one hand I guess makes sense. But Benji has the Indiana Jones type hat, and I kind of just feel like, what the heck? Little shopping spree to get ready. So Gabriel and Ethan are both flying planes at the end of the movie. You know, that plane chase I mentioned. Gabriel wants to get the poison item from Ethan to control the entity, so he figures the best way to get it is, yes, airplane bumper cars. I mean, he flies so close that he's chipping away Ethan's plane, knocking into him, knowing that I guess his plane will stay together and Ethan's will slowly break apart. Because, you know, the best way to get a piece of technology that you want, when thousands of feet up in the air, is to wreck the other guy's plane. And yeah, what the heck? Anyways, my last what the heck moment is I love in these films where at the very end, all the characters arrive in some random city in some country, and they're all spaced like a couple hundred feet apart, and they all just look at each other. You know, just that cool look. Hey. Yeah, I got your message. I showed up. Oh, wait, okay, yeah, 3, 2, 1, look at each other. Nod. And then walk away and head back home. Yeah, guys, let's do this again next year for 30 seconds somewhere new. What the heck? I mean, I will say it does look cool, but what the heck? Anyways, guys, if you're a Mission Impossible fan, go watch the movie. But if you are whatever about the films, you could probably wait till it's out of theaters. As a big movie guy myself, I'm glad I went. I enjoyed it enough. Just wish it would have been a bit more. And remember, if you like bathrooms and you like movies, click below for more of both.